Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick at broadband.com. Today I'm going to be reviewing Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard BCAAs. So Optimum Nutrition is obviously very well known for the very popular protein powder Gold Standard Whey. So this is the Gold Standard BCAAs, so I'm very excited to try. This has a 2:1 ratio of leucine, isoleucine, and valine, and what's extra interesting about this is that it doesn't just claim it's about supporting your muscles, it also says it's going to help boost your endurance so you can hit your next workout. That's what it says. So it's got some pretty interesting ingredients, but first we're going to see what it tastes like with water. Alright, so this is the fruit punch flavor that I've got here. It's a pretty popular flavor. Normally I would say fruit punch flavor tastes like maraschino, cherry, and watermelon. This is pretty much straight cherry flavor. So if you really like cherry Coke or the cherry flavored candy, that's pretty much exactly what this tastes like. I will say this does suggest that you mix it in 1 to 1.5 cups of water. This is 1.5 cups of water. It's pretty strong. I'd rather mix it with like 2 cups. So let's take a look at the nutrition and the ingredients. So there's 15 calories in 1 serving of this, and that comes from 4 grams of carbohydrates. So as I mentioned, the BCAAs, that's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. You get 5 grams of those in a 2:1 ratio, so it's like a pretty common ratio. So that's what most people want out of a BCAA supplement. There's a few extra vitamins and minerals. There's 15% of your daily vitamin C, which at first I thought was a bit unnecessary, but it turns out that vitamin C during a workout can help prevent some of the muscle damage that occurs from working out, so that's a good thing. There's a bit of magnesium as well. There's 15% of your daily magnesium. There's also sodium and potassium. It's actually very high in sodium and potassium. Most BCAA supplements, or even like Gatorade, when they throw this in, they'll give you like 1% of your daily recommended intake, maybe less. This has about 4% of your intake, so it's pretty high. So it's good. There's electrolytes that can help you hydrate. Besides that, yeah, as I mentioned, this has a focus on immunity. And one thing that's really interesting is that it has 200 milligrams, which is an effective dose of rhodiola. So that can help prevent fatigue and help with your stress response as well. Also with like day-to-day situations, not just the stress from working out. And finally, there is 250 milligrams of what they call Wellmune, which is a beta-glucan from baker's yeast. So it's a type of polysaccharide, sort of like a type of carbohydrate. And there are quite a few studies that show that it can improve immunity. Oftentimes it's used for like respiratory problems, but there's also some links with like reduced cold and flu and that kind of stuff. That's interesting. 250 milligrams is a decent amount. I will say that in like a bowl of oatmeal, there are like 5 grams of beta-glucan, so this isn't very high. It's a bit complicated, but nonetheless, it's nice to throw in there. And then otherwise, everything else is just flavorings. Natural and artificial flavors, citric acid, malic acid, tartaric acid, lecithin, soy lecithin for mixability, calcium silicate and silicon dioxide, that's anti-caking agents. Finally, you get the artificial sweeteners sucralose and red dye number 40. So let's talk about the price. This tub here, this provides about 28 servings for $30. So that's $1.07 per serving. It comes up to like 21 cents per gram of BCAA. So it's not especially cheap, not like their whey, which is like one of the cheapest on the market. But while a lot of their competitors have like close to like 11 or 12 cents per gram of BCAA, it is really worth pointing out this contains some pretty cool products, specifically the rhodiola, which I think probably justifies having a higher price. It's not unreasonable. So what I really like about Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard BCAAs, first off, I like that it's really high in electrolytes. You're probably going to be taking this before, during, or after a sweaty workout, so it's always nice to see. It's got a nice 2:1 ratio of BCAAs, which is good, that's standard. And I like a lot of these extra ingredients. There's like pretty solid research behind a lot of these. I wasn't quite so wowed by the beta-glucan, but the rhodiola is like a really cool supplement to take. I like the vitamin C, the magnesium is always nice to see in there. And also there's no isosulfate potassium, which is something, it's an artificial sweetener that a lot of people try to avoid in their supplements. What I didn't like quite so much about Gold Standard BCAA, it is pretty expensive, definitely more expensive than the standard BCAA formula. It does contain soy, which some people try to avoid, sucralose, the artificial sweetener as well. Some people try to stay clear of that, and that's present in this product. Finally, I personally prefer some caffeine in my BCAAs because I like to take it around a workout. On the other hand, the lack of caffeine does make it a bit more versatile, so you can kind of take it any time of day. Alright, those are my thoughts on Optimum Nutrition's Gold Standard BCAA. For the full review, you can check out the link below at broadband.com.